to leave this one alone. She could tell right away that I was bad to the bone. Bad to the bone. Bad to the bone. Bad. Bad.
The Polar Express, a Christmas movie that has gone so popular since its release in 2006 that people every year around Christmas time, they flock to Michigan to see the steam locomotive that was inspired for the movie. So what y'all are looking at is the real Polar Express. This is Pere Marquette 284 N-1 Class Berkshire number 1225. The original Polar Express. This is the second Christmas special, which is after I did Saturn. So without further ado, I will tell the story of Pere Marquette 1225. Pere Marquette 1225 was built by the Lima Locomotive Works in 1941, the same company that built Nickel Plate Road 765, its sister. But Pere Marquette 1225 is rather different from its sister 765. Its whistle is pretty much similar to the Polar Express. But what they did is that they basically took a picture of 1225 here and they put it on a computer screen, and with CGI they made some cosmetic changes to the locomotive to make it into the one that y'all saw in the movie. And no, they did not take it out on ice, because this over 400-ton beast is not able to drive on ice. So if you're thinking that just because a steam locomotive in the movie can drive on ice, doesn't mean that a steam locomotive like this in real life can drive on ice. But anyway, 1225 is pretty much the very first steam locomotive that people think of when the Polar Express is brought to their attention. And this particular locomotive is the one that was inspired for the movie. Pere Marquette 1225 worked on the Pere Marquette from 1941 to 1962 or 1963 or something like that. But she didn't really last that long due to the diesels taking over. And then she was retired from service in 1964 and was put on display in Owasso, Michigan, which then a group of kids from the University of Michigan came forth and they were wanting to buy 1225, which one of them was the kid that actually made the book, The Polar Express, which that was before the movie came out. Pere Marquette 1225 was saved by these three kids from the University of Michigan, and it took them from around 1974 or something like that to around 1981 or 1982 to get this 400-ton beast back running again. And then in 1982, Pere Marquette 1225's excursion running career began, and she has been running excursions ever since. Unfortunately, this year, due to COVID, Pere Marquette number 1225 never got to run at all this year, due to this tiny, microscopic menace that's killing thousands of people. It's the reason why this 400-ton beast never ever got to run at all this year. But hopefully, as I said in the video of the A44, hopefully next year, Pere Marquette 1225 will be able to run and also pull the Polar Express on Christmas of next year. But all that we can do is hope, and especially with all the vaccines coming out and that are soon making their way here to the States, this will provide us with lots of time to get ready to just pretty much get back to the way it was before the outbreak. But overall, this is the Polar Express Christmas Special number 2, which is all about Pere Marquette number 1225. Now, without further ado, I will stop talking here, and I will let Pere Marquette 1225 speak for herself as we move on and get ready to move on to the musical part of the Polar Express Special. Pere Marquette number 1225.
Please, tickets? Well, you're coming? Never takes a rest. You can ride for free. You bet. Golly, look at it go. 'Cause that's the way things happen on the Polar Express. Choo-choo with a stunning view that rivals all the best, but you won't ever see it advertised. It's a simple fact, we stay on track, though sometimes we digress, but that can only happen on the Polar Express. That's the sound of her breathing. And lots to eat. With a little luck, we'll be on time. 'Cause that's the way things happen on the Polar Express. Lights are gleaming far across the snow. You're not dreaming. May I present the North Pole? If it's penguins you expect to view, you surely haven't guessed. They all live down at the other end. With a little luck, we'll be on time. There's no need to stress, 'cause that's the way things happen on the Polar Express. That's the sound of her singing. I'll check my manifest. 'Cause that's the way things happen on the Polar Express. When we get there, we'll scream. Yeah! We'll arrive with bang, bang, bang. Nothing on the way. Wanna join us? Come along. You can be our guest. Roller Coaster, the Polar Express. Next stop, 11344 Edbrook Avenue. Next stop, 11344 Edbrook Avenue. That is not a toy, young man. Young man, that is not a toy. Take your seats, please. Take your seats.
bad.